Hey everyone, Comics for Thomas here. I'm going to apologize right away for my voice. I am currently battling a cold. This is my goals and wants list for 2020. I'm just starting this about halfway through January. I've just been super busy. I was able to get a video about maybe like a couple days ago, real quick, but this one here is actually going to have some editing, and I haven't done any editing before, so I still have to do that. So today is January 16th. Who knows when I'll actually get this video, when you'll be seeing it. But I just want to kind of go over some of the books that I'm going to be shooting for this year. Some of them are obtainable. Some of them are basically if I get a good opportunity or find them in like a lower grade, etc. Then I'll go after them. I also have a few books that I've already picked up off of this list in 2020. So even though I've been busy, it's been busy in a good, positive way as well. And if you've checked out my Instagram at Comics for Thomas, or if you checked out my last video, you'll know that you probably know what books I'm talking about. So I will show you those at the end. When I was thinking about this list, I know most people do probably around 10 books, 10 to 12. When doing their list, I've got a little bit more than that because I found like last year when I made a list for myself, I picked up a couple, but then it's just there was so many more that I didn't add to that list that I wanted, and I kind of went after those anyways. So I'll make this video still pretty quick. There's just going to be a lot more books on here. And basically, I'm going to start with the most obtainable. And then you'll start to see as you hear the names of the books, them get higher and higher in regards to, less opportunity to just to get them or get my hands on them. So first one I want to start with out is Canto number 1. Now this book, real quick, I know that there were a lot of the first print damaged, so there's not a lot of high grade out there. I don't mind. It'd be personal collection. I really like the story. I've got a couple of issues of it, and I've read some digitally as well. So if I get my hands on that, I definitely will. Descender number 1. This should be very obtainable. I just haven't actually made the purchase yet. I've been putting together this volume or this series, and slowly, anyways. I've already read number 1 digitally, so I just want to have it part of that run and part of my PC. 7 to Eternity number 1. I love this series. I hope that they make more. It feels like there was just one volume after you read it, and I'm really hoping that they do. I'm constantly looking at eBay and so on to see if see what kind of prices are on this book. Moving on, I want Lady Mechanika number 0. This is the first appearance of Lady Mechanika. For some reason I seem to be picking up all Lady Mechanika covers whenever I see them. So I think I'm basically admitting that I'm just collecting them all. I have read some of it, and I like what I've read as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Yeah. Free Comic Book Day, Umbrella Academy. This is the first appearance of Umbrella Academy. I love this cover. I actually haven't read any Umbrella Academy. I like the show. And at some point, I probably would read some of it, but I've always enjoyed that cover. Next, we have Monstrous number 1, but this is the second printing. I love this cover as well. A lot of these are going to be cover buys at the first little bunch here. I have Monstrous number 1 first print. I actually need to upgrade that one because it's got a little water stain. I didn't know that before, but this second print is really nice, and I think there's a little bit more limited, so I'd like to get my hands on that. Little Bird number 1, the Casey Parsons variant. Love this cover. I also collect anything in regards to Little Bird. Love the series. Great read, and I'm going to basically try to get my hands on every variant that I can get my hands on. So, Magic Order number 6. This is the Ben Oliver variant. He did a variant for each number, and I'm collecting all Magic Order books. But this book here, this is a weird one to me because I think the cover is incredible. But when you look on eBay, the only one I'm seeing on there is a Virgin variant, but it doesn't say Virgin variant. And when you try to look online, you don't see anything about Virgin variant. So I'm wondering if they just took a photo and added it to their sale. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't going to buy theirs because the shipping is way too much. But it was just referencing. So I'm hoping it is a Virgin variant because it would look fantastic. But even if not, I'm still going to grab it. This one here is my favorite cover of 2019. I did not read this book digitally. I think there's only one in the series. It's Beyond the Demon, the Sea. This is the Black Cape Comics variant. It's a Virgin variant. This thing is literally my background on my phone. As soon as I saw this, it's phenomenal. I love this cover so much. And I know it's very, very limited, but I still think it's obtainable. There are copies online you can get. It's just about pulling the trigger sometimes. Another fantastic series and fantastic cover, Silver Surfer Black #2, the Marcos Martin variant. I saw this cover not for the first time, but I really got to see it on John's Comics with Kids. Sorry, sickness has hit me. Where he was talking about this cover a lot, and I just thought it's so nice, and I'd love to have that in my collection. This next one, again, another straight cover by. I've never even read an Immortal Iron Fist book in my life, but Immortal Iron Fist #17, Dragon Logo Virgin variant. It's so simple, but it's so nice. I'm sure it'll be hard to find that in high grade, but it doesn't even matter. Great looking book. Guardians of the Galaxy #4, the 1 in 50 Adi Granov variant. I believe this is a Virgin variant as well. I love all these, like the newer art for Star-Lord, but in his older uniforms and stuff. I don't know why I just said uniform, but you know what I mean. And Adi Granov is just awesome. Another one of my favorite covers last year, of all things, the Spider-Man book, which you've heard of me, I've said it before, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I'm really coming around to it, especially to some of these covers. This is Marvel Action Spider-Man #10, 1 in 10, John Boy Myers variant. I had to read that out from a piece of paper, but that cover is ridiculous. Look in his eyes, and you see the reflection. It's fantastic. Now you're going to start to see me go up a little bit of a level in regards to how obtainable these books are. Marvel Premier #47, first appearance of Scott Lang. Uncanny X-Men 142, Days of Future Past. Love that cover. Anything with a Sentinel on it, I want it. Marvel Superheroes #18, first appearance of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. In my last video, I showed I actually got the #1 issue of Guardians of the Galaxy from the 1990 volume. I think that's their first volume. Transformers #1. G.I. Joe #1. Eerie #23. This is the Frank Frazetta cover. This thing is fantastic. I believe that this cover is, from what I saw online, there was a painting that he did originally, and it went for like $4 or $5 million online. Not online, but from what I read online. It's amazing. Captain America 6 from 2004, the first appearance of Winter Soldier. I'd like to get the regular cover and the Epton variant as well. Thor 337, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. This one's going to be a little harder to get now because this is a very, very hot book. Same with the next one I'm going to tell you. But I know that I'll have this in my collection at some point. And as I mentioned, another hot book, She-Hulk #1. Again, rising. So if I can get a good deal on them, I certainly will. Probably raw copies, and then get them graded. And moving up even higher now for obtainable. Again, if I see these, and if I've got the money, or if I can sell some books and make a purchase, I'll go for these books here. Saga #1. I don't mind if it's not a super high grade. I would like at least a 9 and up. Avengers #57, first appearance of Vision. Low grade is fine with me. Hint, hint. This one right now is going to be very, very hard to get because it's very, very expensive, and I don't see it going down anytime soon. Marvel 1000, the Disney cover. That's one of my favorite covers of last year as well. Fantastic. Iron Man 1. I don't mind a low grade in that as well. Same as Submariner #1. and Star Wars number 42, the first appearance of Boba Fett. So I'm going to end the list at that. I had written down some big boy books, as I would consider, but I decided not to really talk about them too much. Some early Fantastic Four, well, not early, well, yeah, I guess early, but some, like some first appearances in Fantastic Four. There's an early Spider-Man. These are books more like if I see a raffle for them, I'll go in on them, which I normally wouldn't because those are normally cost a little bit more. And I want to start to put a little bit more of my raffling and just opportunities, a little bit more focus on certain specific big books. But I basically will probably end up talking about those through the year. I'm not making them any actual goal to get them. Because if I was, then I would say, hey, I'm going for a giant size X-Men #1, and I'm going to put all my money towards that. I'm going to sell this and sell that and sell this. I'm not making those goals right now. Everything on this list, for the most part, I can obtain. Not all in one year. But I can, if I narrow in on one, I know that I can get my hands on it at some point. And that's kind of why I want to have these plans and goals, moving forward for this year. So I'm going to show you the books that I've already scratched off this list. The first one is Seven to Eternity #1. I found this on eBay for under any other price I've ever looked at. I'm constantly looking on eBay just to see if there's a better deal. I found this with shipping and 2 other books that came with it for under the price of any raw Seven to Eternity #1 just by itself. Fantastic deal. And all 3 books are like 9/8 candidates. It's amazing. So that's the regular first print. It also came with the C cover, the Robinson variant. And I'm collecting all Seven to Eternity, all the variants, everything. So this is fantastic. Perfect condition. And then I think it's the B cover. It's the Tony Moore cover. And that's awesome as well. So Seven to Eternity #1 comes off my list. And if you saw my video last week, a big book that in my head, or in my opinion, I guess, a big book to me and big book to other people. This is a 2.0 Avengers #57, the first appearance of Vision. If you watched my last video, this book was not pressed. I got this locally. I drove about 40 minutes to a guy. He even sent me the grader's notes on it. It's a CBCS. I think that at some point I can crack it, press it. If I need to, I'll get it cleaned, and I think I can get a higher grade of CGC. Because this is in better condition than my Silver Surfer 1, which has a hole in it, and that came out as a 1.8. And this is way better than it, and this has not been pressed. So I'm sure I can get a better grade. I don't need to right now because it's in my collection. So that's fantastic. I want to thank everybody who's watching these videos, anybody who's subscribing. I really appreciate it. And again, I apologize for my voice right now. I need to go and just drink a jar of honey or something. So thank you very much.